to episode 2 of Game and Movie, a podcast that takes apart a game and a movie. This week, we are taking apart the movie. What movie are we?
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Thank you, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and the game Beethoven's Second for the Super Nintendo. And I just want to go on record here before I introduce anyone, because a lot of people have been asking me, what is the deal with game and movie? You know, because they hear the second one's premise here, and they're like, I thought it had to be the same thing. But no, it doesn't need to be the same thing. It's a game and a movie. They don't need to be connected in any way. In fact, they could be polar opposites, and that's kind of the cool thing about game and movie. The first episode, I understand, is Die Hard and Die Hard, but, you know, this could be contrarian in nature, too. So, getting that out of the way, my name is Anthony Schwader. I am your moderator for this podcast. To my left is MAGOO.
Hello.
And to his left is Lauren Marie.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Great, yeah.
Excellent. Pumped up for this?
Yeah.
Totally.
Got a little day drunk, and then,
MAGOO took a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you took a nap.
Yeah, it was...
I played some Beethoven's Second and watched a little bit of Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
So you were cramming while he was snoring.
I was researching.
I was already researched up, so...
Well, a little time for a snooze.
Yeah.
A little backstory on that. I bartended at a bar called the Uptowner, and I had a 12 to 4 shift today, and who decides to come in but these two? And they got pretty drunk within a short
Bar
period
dice
of time.
doesn't help.
Oh yeah, the bar dice. I'm still sorry that you lost that bar dice.
I don't know what bar dice, how it works. Eric was trying to explain it to me, and it was like, no, you have 33. I'm like, no, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
You got roped in, and of course you lost.
You're sitting there looking at it, you're like, I don't get how that is that. All right. But,
So MAGOO had to pay for 4 different people's shots. I gave him the friend discount,
Yeah.
you know, for stopping in. I try to treat everyone right when they come and visit me. MAGOO, what did you do this week? What games have you played?
this week, I actually, my arcade machine, the hard drive failed on it.
Your main machine.
Yes. So, I had to rebuild the whole thing. And for a while, actually, it seems like a bad thing, but, for a while, the, Joust was not working properly. Now that I rebuilt it, Joust works again.
And Joust is a huge thing at your house.
Yes.
It's like one of the... if it's not the number 1 played game on your main cabinet.
It's very
probably.
Close.
Huge competition.
But Jared and I play Joust a lot, and now we can play it again. I already put down a 144,000, so he has to fucking deal with that.
That's pretty huge.
Try to beat that.
But,
I
can't come close to that.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that either.
So I'm playing constant Joust, and since we did the Zelda Bowl, I've been doing been playing a lot of the Zelda 1, trying to do the world record route, which is just so difficult. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, the world record route is you need to be on your game 100%. You can't do anything wrong.
Yeah, you need to be Lack Attack to make it work.
Yeah, or Darkwing.
Yeah.
But Darkwing, I don't even know how far it is between those two now.
It's so far.
And for people who don't know what the fuck we're talking about 2 runners here. Lack Attack 24 and Darkwing Duck, which both have traded off the world record for the original Zelda.
Lack has it forever now. It's 2850.
Oh Jesus!
And he said that in December. And I remember he had the stream title was "Where will you be when the sub 29 happens?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'll be right here, Lack. I'll be right here beside you, buddy."
Right. Now, that little background with you is that you're really into the speedrunning when approaching games.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose approaching this game was kind of...
Yeah, I mean, this game is kind of weird for the speedrun. Because...
I saw somebody on YouTube did it in 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, 5.5 minutes or something. Yeah, I think 5:15 was the run. You're really, unless you know exactly how much gate you have as far as the run goes, it's very hard to jump over stuff or stay out of the way of the apples.
Right.
Because
those fucking apples.
And there's birds and squirrels that throw nuts at you.
God,
Yeah,
I hate them all.
Yeah.
Your sprite is so huge. You just have the biggest sprite in the world.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get hit because you're just this big target.
And we'll get to that pretty soon here. Anything else you've been playing?
I think that's it for now. I was gonna start Zelda 2, but kind of haven't done it yet.
How about you, Lauren? What have you been doing this week, and what have you been playing?
Well, I've been bartending and then playing Fallout. I actually beat Fallout this week.
Oh, you did?
Nice.
Yeah.
Fallout 4, right?
Yeah, Fallout 4, but I...
What faction?
What's that?
What faction are you?
I'm a thief in it, and then... What do I do in Fallout?
What don't you do in Fallout is a more accurate question, I think.
Everything.
The Minutemen.
So this is what it is. You can be the Minutemen, the Brotherhood of Steel, part of the Institute, or the Freedom Railroad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of any of these factors.
Okay.
I actually knew this even though I've never played the game.
Yeah.
Wow. Mr. Research over here.
Always.
Anyway.
You know, because Bethesda did Fallout and New Vegas or whatever, and
Sure,
then they also did Skyrim, which is really cool because
that's right. They did do Skyrim.
yeah, so it's really fun playing Fallout because they do like the slow motion like attacks when you kill someone, and it's like slaughtering them and blood and guts everywhere.
I love that shit. I've seen
That's
that
why
on
it's
YouTube.
so fucking fun because you saw like my slow shots.
Oh, yeah.
I share them on Facebook.
You do,
It's
and
really
I'm like
fun.
yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to relive.
Totally, yeah, and it's just like really fun to share it so people can like see it and laugh as well. So, anyways, I don't want to ruin the game for people. That's the thing.
You might want to curb on those spoilers. There.
Yeah.
It's an 8-month-old game or whatever.
I
like,
guess, but I mean, people haven't beat
Not
it
that many,
entirely, you know.
Yeah, they're not ready for a spoiler when
Right.
they jump into this
Well, I
podcast.
don't want to spoil it,
you know?
but I definitely joined a team or whatever.
Okay. All
But
right.
I don't want to tell anyone.
Was it a
But
satisfying ending?
Definitely, it was really good.
So, as for a game ending, this
Yeah.
is exactly
It
what
was-
you wanted out of Fallout 4 for an ending?
It was definitely, and you can continue playing it even if you basically like got the end of the story.
Sure.
And it's really fun.
Those open world, ended
Open world,
games.
everything. You can
Yes.
do anything.
So now
It's
you
great.
have built up I know you can build up your own
build your settlement.
Yeah, your settlement,
It's like
right.
you basically have the Sims in your settlement.
That
It is so cool.
That is so cool.
I don't know.
Okay,
But yeah.
tell me something maybe what's the coolest thing you've built? Can you build something other than settlements? Can you build little night tables
You
or
can
something?
you can build so you can collect bobbleheads and magazines, and you can build a magazine rack, and any magazine that you collect, you can just display it on your magazine rack in like a room that you have in a settlement, and make your own room and whatever. You might have a settler sleeping in your bed one random night when you travel
Well,
back.
hello there, partner. Or ma'am.
Totally. I definitely took a screenshot of that and was like, what the fuck is this guy doing in my goddamn bed? And he was standing on my bed, which I didn't understand.
Whoa! Yo, it's not for standing, dude!
Yeah, it's for sleeping, laying down. I don't know. But yeah, that game's fun.
Awesome. That's good to hear. So other than that, you've just been kind of been bartending, huh?
Bartending and sleeping
Working
and
your tail off.
doing whatever. I don't know.
Doing whatever.
Yeah.
All right. For me, it's a lot of the same for me. I still don't have the bottom screen of my 3DS fixed. In fact, I have 3 3DSs in this fucking house, all of which are defective.
What?
Yes. I've had a terrible run with repairing 3DSs, and so this last one, I spilled liquid all over it on Christmas in Green Bay.
Bummer.
So I shut it off right away, right? And I'm
Right.
like, I think I'm good. I
Put
wiped
it
it
in
up.
some rice.
Yeah, no, I didn't put it in.
Just kidding.
I should have. I should have fucking put it in there.
I don't know. Everyone thinks like rice is magic now. It's just just like, oh, rice. That's just like magic
It'll
away
heal
that
anything.
shit. You know?
Uncle Ben, save me! It'll only take a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, I'll stop.
Oh, the puns.
For success. Okay, now I'll stop.
Should have stopped a joke ago.
All right, it was cool. It was cool for a minute.
We'll be
Yeah.
talking about Pet Detective soon.
Yeah, right? Yeah, we're talking about overusing a joke. It's gonna
Boom, baby. So, all right. So my 3DS is like my preferred gaming platform. I did update because I'm a PS Plus member. I did update my PS4 and my PS3 and got my free games off of that. I played a little bit of a game where you make soup. And you have to blast it off to other places, and I can't remember what the fuck that game is called.
They still have a game called Advance Wars.
Oh,
Did you ever
God.
play
Oh,
that?
yeah, Dance Wars rules.
Yeah, I got
no.
an emulator from my phone so I could play it again.
Yeah,
that
fuck yeah.
fucking rules.
that is, yeah, like the same publisher makes Fire Emblem.
Oh yeah, I love Fire Emblem.
Yeah, like Advance Wars and Fire Emblem. Yeah, they're so good. The reason I actually want to get a 3DS is because of Fire Emblem. Because there's now like 3 Fire Emblem games for 3DS that I can't play because I don't have it. And
yes, there are now. There's the newest ones here. What is it? There was Awakenings, and now that there is...
Yeah, there's...
Crap. There's one where you stay with the family that you were born with,
and then
one where you are chosen to be, like, on the other side.
It's Birthright, and
Birthright.
then...
And Afterbirth. No. That's not it.
Afterbirth. Aftermath, maybe? I don't know, but, like, it's not Afterbirth. Jesus.
Fire Emblem Afterbirth. God, that game is so metal. It's so like gory horror movie.
Eat the Afterbirth. It'll give you power.
Okay, so I've been playing a lot of iPhone games. Yeah. There's one, Notice Me Senpai. It's a game geared towards teenage girls. I swear to God.
Notice Me Coach?
I mean, it sounds like it.
So teacher/coach would be senpai.
Senpai.
And, yeah.
But in this case, it's teenage boys that you like, and you play as a girl. Yeah. And you're trying. Okay, so it's the other game that I played that I mentioned last episode. Neko Atsume, which is the gatherer of cats. Mm-hmm. Here you have to gather the boys, so you set up things that teenage boys like.
Weird.
Yeah, and then this is all set up in a coffee shop. Okay. So you can put out the shitty coffee or the really premium coffee, and you can put out things like guitars and drums and
my God.
Sofas and bookcases.
What? That's worth a phone.
Yeah, so... Even though I'm not a teenage girl, I've been playing that.
Are you sure you're not?
That's hilarious.
And then I've also picked up Marvel Champions, which is like a fighting game.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Man, it is so fucking addicting, and it's crazy the amount of not only the heroes that you can pick, but the fighting isn't too bad. You don't have to just mash it. There's actual strategy to it, and it's very deep. I mean. Of course they want you to spend money, but I'm a freemium player. I don't fucking sink money into this bullshit. Mm-hmm. I play for I get really into it for a couple hours, and then,
take a break.
I expend all the things that I can expend. I wait for them to recharge.
Right.
Then I go back.
Right.
And another one is Into the Dead, which is a game where you kind of tilt. It uses the what are they called?
The motion sensor.
The motion sensor in the iPhone,
mm-hmm.
like the gyro.
Yeah, the gyroscope.
Gyroscope, whatever.
Whatever the fuck
you turn your phone sideways.
Yeah.
You can tilt it back and forth, and it's an endless runner. All these zombies are like sprouting up in these fields, and you have to try and gather treasure chests full of weapons to blast them. And just basically avoid them. And you also have, this dog that'll come up as a companion and, take a zombie down. But, yeah, I mean, it's just mindless bullshit.
Yeah,
mindless iPhone bullshit. That's what I've been playing.
I would never play a game like that, I'm sorry. But,
I played this really cool game. I can't remember what it's called. I'm gonna look at it right now. It was you could develop a disease and make it spread within the United States from country to country to country.
What
is it called?
Pandemic.
It's bio something.
Well, Pandemic is a board game that's exactly that.
Right.
But this is on your computer, right?
You can do it on a tablet or your Android.
I have played that game, and that game fucking rules.
Yeah. I bought it because I was just like, this is fucking cool. And then you just it's just so much fun to be like, all right, I'm going to upgrade this virus so it's more, people can catch it easier, I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Now that we've got, alrighty then. We have a certain movie to talk about.
Oh my God.
And we're going to talk about it.
Oh my
Found
God.
it.
Alright guys, welcome back. We are now delving into the movie Ace Ventura.
Picture detective.
That's right, Pet Detective. So, just a little bit of a rundown here on just the basic, bare bones, boring facts. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Release date in the USA was February 4th, 1994. Its budget was at $12 million. It grossed over 72 million in the USA alone, which is unreal. It just smashed its budget. Well, not crazy at all. Everyone fucking loved anything that Jim Carrey was in at the time, so...
Well, this is his breakout, really.
Yeah, it pretty much was.
I mean,
aside from In Living Color.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's where you gotta start. Anyways, it was rated PG-13 for off-color humor and some nudity.
Yeah.
Titties.
Not enough.
I don't remember the nudity. What?
You had prime Courtney Cox in a sex scene, and
That's right.
You didn't see any boobs there.
Boy, that's some regrets.
That was a bad sex scene.
It's a very odd sex scene.
Gross and
the animals.
Not to be turned on at all. Like, if someone, I just remember him holding onto the posts, and that was gross. It was like, what is going on in this scene? Like, this is fucked up and not attractive.
Yeah. And then oh my god, 3 times. I'm sorry, it's never happened to me. Okay, I'm ready now.
Yeah, oh god. Everything about it was so terrible.
Awful.
Well, it was also so bad because it was so unearned. The relationship in that movie was so unearned.
I agree.
It
100%.
was just it's this guy that's hanging around.
He's super goofy.
Yeah, he's investigating the guy that killed my coworker and shit. It was just she had no reason to hook up with him and just kind of did.
Yeah,
and
it's like she laughed at 3 jokes and all of a sudden, whoop, in the sack.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, now we're fucking.
Yeah. Laughed at a couple awful jokes and then just went there.
It didn't show any romance or anything.
Yeah, no romance, right?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Fucking unwarranted. Fuck Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Fuck Ace Ventura for getting that easy.
Yeah.
And fuck Courtney Cox for giving it up that easy. Or actually, Melissa Robinson.
Yeah, Melissa Robinson.
In the movie, yeah. Anyways, the runtime was 86 minutes, so a little over an hour and 26 minutes. It was released and distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. Please don't sue us. We're just a tiny podcast. And the copyright holder was Morgan Creek Productions. Ooh, who cares? I just did a jerk-off motion. Taglines, he's the best there is. And in parentheses, actually, he's the only one there is.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, maybe that's why it got laid so easy. Yeah, why is that gross?
I don't know. That's just weird. I don't know.
Strike one with Lawrence.
Ladies.
Already.
Ew.
So, goddamn it. Alright, this was directed by Tom Shadyac.
Not at all a Shadyac fellow.
Nice. I might do a little boom in there for this.
Cool.
You should.
He's also directed some other I don't know if they're noteworthy movies, but in '96 he did The Nutty Professor.
Oh, that was the worst.
Yeah. That was even worse than this movie. Yeah.
Of course, he stuck with Jim Carrey here. Before
also, that movie had an unearned sex as well.
Oh my god! But expound.
Nutty Professor gets with Jada Pinkett Smith in that movie, and it's very unearned as well. It's just by him being a jackass. And
well, good thing he only
for some
directed
reason
it.
that gets the lady, the female.
Yeah, because
dumb.
she's just there to be an object,
right? Totally.
And a target.
Yeah,
and,
it's stupid.
Yeah.
And some reason they get God, so
90s
dumb.
fucking comedy.
Tom Shadyac,
The
what were you doing?
The worst.
Develop your female characters a little bit more.
Yeah, he was the director of that. Liar, Liar.
Okay.
Patch Adams, which all right. I don't mind Patch Adams.
Really?
Patch Adams.
Yeah.
You don't mind Patch Adams?
Am I thinking of the same fucking movie?
Robin Williams is makes my blood boil.
I fucking love Robin Williams.
I have never enjoyed Robin Williams.
Wow.
I have always felt he's just the worst.
I only liked him in What Dreams May Come.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
Wet
decent movie.
Dreams May Come?
What dream? Yeah,
Wet Dreams May Come.
Wet dreams may come. Yes.
Wow.
That was the porn, yeah. But
I've never seen it, but what
like
dreams?
I
may
always
come?
felt like Robin Williams was just trying so fucking hard. You know, like it was like it was never. It was like the comedy I like is like. It has to be like kind of an effortless thing.
Yeah.
Where you're funny
understated almost.
and you just move on.
It's like dry humor.
Yeah, you're not just like laughing at your own jokes kind of thing.
Yes.
And
yes.
Robin Williams was definitely not that.
Well, fuck,
And-
man, this Tom Shadyac, he's just got it down for these guys who try too hard.
Yeah. Jim Carrey, obviously in this movie, is just come on. It's trying the hardest.
He could be a good actor too, but it's just.
Yeah.
He played these dumbass roles.
And then, okay, after that, he did Bruce Almighty, which I've never seen.
Another Jim Carrey movie.
That movie sucked.
And then there's Evan Almighty, which I've never seen.
I don't even want to see it.
Yeah, I don't either.
That was the Steve Carell one, though.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, we're like
right.
Steve Carell builds an arc in that one.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it.
Okay.
But it sounds better. So
the writers for this.
Better.
The writers for this. Actually, the story and the screenplay is a guy named Jack Berenstein. He didn't really have much of a writing career, but he did do some stuff with NCIS. He wrote 6 episodes for NCIS, which is a stark contrast, if you ask me. He didn't have much on his IMDb. Also, he was a producer for 32 episodes of Monk, which is also a TV series starring Tony Shalhoub.
I liked Monk.
Okay, so yeah, he was the producer for that.
I enjoyed Monk. I watched a few episodes of it. Like it's a guy who's an OCD like private investigator.
Yeah.
That was what made him good at his job, was that he was super OCD. It was an interesting idea for a show. I don't know which episodes this guy wrote, if they were that good. But
he wrote 32 episodes, and so it was
bulk of the series.
Almost 2 years. Yeah, so that's the guy who wrote the story and the screenplay.
Okay, that's his career.
Jack Bernstein. I mean, cool. I just cherry picked a few things.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
So he's got a little bit more notoriety than this Tom Shadyac motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the actors, and of course, the star attraction to this motherfucker is Jim Carrey. And let me run down. I'm just gonna go through a bunch of the films that he's been in. Starting with 1994, The Mask. The
Mask.
The Mask. Then he appeared in Dumb and Dumber.
God damn it.
The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, Batman Forever as the Riddler, and of course Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls as Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
The Cable Guy.
Great movie, actually.
Awesome.
That's actually a great movie.
Great.
All right, we hit a nerve here.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
yeah, like
why was it a good movie?
He was so like, I don't know, he was fucked up in his head, but he was also like, I don't know.
It was so dark. It was the crazy over the top Jim Carrey character as played by someone in the real world.
He was so needy to have a friend, and so he just like leeched on this person and just like tried to take everything out of him, and it was fucking awesome.
Do you think that was more the screenplay or the direction? The director.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I mean,
it's weird because the director can really take things in a dark direction.
Totally.
Like that movie was fucking dark.
Yeah, it was.
Like how just twisted this guy was, and it was the standard Jim Carrey character, which was why it was so good. Because like around the time, like you had been kind of oversaturated. With Jim Carrey movies.
Totally. Yeah, we're over it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm over this. This is stupid. And then it's like, okay, well, yeah. Here's a Jim Carrey movie where we all feel the same way, but we can't escape him.
Right. And that's kind of what he was in it. Yeah, that's definitely what he was.
Like, he gave him free cable and then just never left his life.
Totally.
Oh my god, yeah, I did see it once, but I have not revisited it in a long time.
Oh, please
you
go
should
back.
Watch it
Definitely should.
Yeah.
There's lots of movies to tackle on this podcast. So, of course, Liar Liar, The Truman Show.
I love The Truman Show.
Yeah, I remember really liking that movie.
So good, yeah.
Me, Myself, and Irene. Of course, he got to start in Living Color. In Living Color. And he had multiple characters on that. And then, of course, with Bruce Almighty and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Which, that movie makes me cry.
Oh, it makes all of us cry.
Yeah, it's so good.
It really takes your heart.
It's a beautiful movie.
So as an actor, I think he's spanned a lot of different things. Of course, we say that he oversaturated everything, and it was like, okay, we get it, man. You fucking suck. None of us like you anymore. But then he turns around with, the Cable Guy and
Yes Man
the
is
Truman
another one
Show.
that I loved.
Oh, really?
Yes Man is actually really funny. He does like. Have you seen that movie?
I have not.
Okay, Yes Man is where he has to say yes to everything. He becomes basically part of a cult. And so if anybody asks him to do something, he has to say yes. And it's actually, like, so funny, except for he becomes Jim Carrey, where he has that weird quirkiness that makes you really uncomfortable. And you're like, God damn it, why did this have to come in the movie? Because it ruined this moment. But once that's over, then you're like, all right, this movie's good. Cool, I want to finish it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool.
Yes Man is awesome.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Actually,
totally.
I really like the premise of that.
Totally.
Moving on, Courtney Cox, who plays Melissa Robinson in the movie. We all know her from Friends, okay? Yeah, I mean, that is where everybody knows where Courtney Cox came from. Friends, she was on the entire series of that as Monica Geller. She was also in Family Ties for a little bit.
True.
Lauren Miller, she played a character named Lauren Miller in that. But she was also, here's a couple of ones. This one surprised me. Drunk History, she was on.
What? Yeah. She's in a Drunk History.
She drank wine in it, right? She was the wine drinker, I think.
I'm not sure, but the character
I don't think I saw
here...
that one. That's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, the character here that she played is Edith Wilson. I have no idea. I've not seen all the Drunk Histories, so if that's probably her. If you're thinking about the wine drinker, that's probably her.
She was in a Drunk History. Awesome, Courtney.
Yeah, awesome. Good for you. And then most recently, she's in Cougar Town, which is a TV series as Jules Cobb, and she's one of the main characters.
I never saw that movie.
I saw the commercials for it, but I never saw it. I was like...
Also, we have Sean Young as Lieutenant Lois Einhorn.
Sean Young.
Yeah, okay, now, Magoo, I didn't write jack shit down for Sean Young because you said that you could go on for ages about her.
I have a lot to say about Sean Young.
Fucking let it go, my friend.
Sean Young was in Blade Runner. She was the replicant that Harrison Ford, actually kind of hooks up with, kind of creepily, where he almost is kind of raping her and it's not, but yeah, and she's a robot. Yeah, it's fucked up. That's a fucked up movie. But she also she's notorious in Hollywood for being just really crazy. She was supposed to be Vicky Vale in the first Batman, but she broke her arm and didn't get to be in it, and they recast. Later, she was hoping to get a part in the second Batman movie. She dressed up as Catwoman and, no shit, confronted Tim Burton and Michael Keaton.
What?
To the point where they were both scared for their lives. And...
just showing up in their backyards,
yeah, they think they were on a set or something. But she just showed up as Catwoman and just freaked these guys out. And
she's like, this'll work, right?
Yeah.
I'll get the role.
Yeah, my dedication is unparalleled.
She also allegedly super glued James Woods' dick to his stomach, which I don't know if that really happened because he sued her for stalking him, and she won the legal fees after that. I think that maybe didn't happen, but it's still, it bears mentioning anyway.
It bears mentioning. It also bears asking, how the fuck do you super glue a dick to his stomach?
Yeah.
Did he know? Did he know about that?
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess you could fake that it was lube or something.
Hold on, honey.
Just a minute.
Before I do this,
I just need
let
a
me just put this up here. Yeah.
I mean,
it applies.
It's just
blue.
Yeah, I mean,
just a big amount is fine.
God damn it!
I guess from the shit that she has said afterwards, it was when the lawsuit came out or whatever, it's she said it was an unrequited crush, and then it just didn't happen, it didn't work out, whatever. He did pay her legal fees, so I don't know, but Sean Young could have had a much bigger career than she did, and I kind of feel
she's gorgeous.
She's so gorgeous.
Oh, she is.
And I kind of feel like this movie played into some of her actually being crazy because it made her the crazy person in this movie. They were almost sort of poking fun at that. Because by the 90s, like, her
Yeah.
career was mostly, like, done.
Totally.
Yeah, now...
What has she done since?
I didn't write any. Actually,
not
I didn't-
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't written anything down that she's
Probably
done.
nothing.
So
I haven't seen her since that. Like,
Yeah, like, IMDb was very sparse. She just, like, a few roles here and there, but, like...
right.
It, kind of like my boy, fucking Michael Biehn, who's only in a couple movies ever, but even though he's my favorite actor,
So-
who I'm convinced it was James Cameron's weed dealer, because how else do you explain how Michael Biehn is in Terminator, he's in Aliens, and he's in The Abyss, and like
all three great movies, by the way.
and Tombstone.
Oh, I love
Those are
Tombstone.
the 4 movies he's in, and basically nothing else. And somehow he's in these movies, and mostly connected to James Cameron. I'm convinced that
That's a solid fucking theory.
he was James Cameron's weed dealer in the 80s.
You heard it here first. Game of Movie Podcast. So, anyways, we also have fucking Tone Loc as Emilio and Dan Marino as himself.
Dan
Yep.
Marino.
So, this fucking lineup is crazy. This is crazy, and these are just like the top stars of the movie. There are also some other stars that make an appearance here or there. I believe his landlord,
Yeah.
he appeared in Breaking Bad. This isn't just, a bunch of nobodies here. We're dealing with a lot of decent actors. So, to begin the movie, we see Ace Ventura walking up onto a building dressed up as, what is he dressed up
He's
as?
a postal worker.
He's a postal
It's
worker.
He has a
MPD.
UPS.
Or something.
It's
a UPS postal
okay, no, it's
worker.
HDS.
HDS,
Oh, okay.
that's it. Yeah,
Okay.
it was something,
Right.
HDS turned upside down, if
Oh,
you can
weird. I
envision
never saw that. Okay.
is UPS, which is
Right.
exactly what they were aping.
He's also carrying a package
he's
that
carrying
says
he's
it's glass
he's
and it says
destroying
not
that-
to
yeah.
be broken.
Yeah.
He's just shattering everything.
Yes, he's kicking
He's
it
just
around.
playing with it.
Yeah, he's like, whoops,
It-
throws it behind him.
It's a wonderful scene to
I love
establish
it.
the movie. I
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
So-
Like, I love when he slams it in the elevator
Me
door.
too.
So just
Yeah.
like,
Ching, ching, ching. He's like, oh, sorry. And then takes
It's like,
it.
oh.
So he opens up the door, and you just see this angry man, and there's this cute little puppy dog.
Right.
A Shih Tzu.
A
Yeah.
Shih Tzu, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he delivers the package, and he is like, I know, it's broken. It's, here's the
Like, here,
insurance
just
form.
sign it.
Yeah, but in the meantime, he takes the puppy dog, and you can tell he's wearing like something.
Well, yeah, when he's
like a
walking
fat
around, it
suit or
looks like
something,
a pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he stuffs the dog in his jacket and gets the fuck out of there,
Mm-hmm.
but not without a baseball bat scene where the guy comes down and starts smashing his car.
Do you remember when he took the dog, though, he placed a fake
Yeah, he
dog
put
by
the
the
fake
door?
dog
That's
down.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
So the guy's like, what are you doing? Get away from the door.
Yes,
and
yes.
the dog's just not moving because it's fake.
Yeah, then he figures it out, and then his temperature really
Yeah.
rises. So
Assholes are closer than they appear.
it is true. So then we're taken to the Miami Stadium, and we are introduced to Snowflake.
Is that what we're taking right away?
Yep.
Not the girl giving him a blowjob?
Well,
Oh,
I'm not
I forgot
quite-
about that.
Is that
Quite
first?
well, I mean, there's a blowjob
Oh,
given.
yeah.
Yeah, we're like,
he returns
look,
the...
people sure are friendly.
Yeah, he returns the dog. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah, that
When he
happened.
returns the dog, he gets like the makeup all over his face from her
Yeah.
kissing him
Yes,
too. It's
yes.
all gross.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, what we're detracting from this is like, yeah, it's great that he got a blowjob and everything, but this guy's fucking broke.
Yeah, he didn't get
Yeah.
any money.
He's broke day to day, like, and he keeps an apartment full of animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to his
Penguins.
landlord,
Like,
penguins coming out of the
Things
refrigerator.
that eat a certain fucking diet. Like, a lot of money
There's
to feed
a
these
squirrel in
animals.
his nuts.
Yeah.
Too. Like,
ridiculous.
this nuts container opens up and there's a fucking squirrel in there.
The penguins come out of the refrigerator and the freezer. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, they have a freezer door to just flip through.
I hate the way he calls him. I hate all of his mannerisms.
I know.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
The
movie,
jingle
but
on the door with his keys.
yeah,
Everything is so
That's
irritating
kind of cool.
about him.
for real. But anyway, we are eventually taken to the Miami Stadium, and Snowflake, who is the mascot of the Dolphins, who's, of course, a dolphin. And this dolphin knows how to do a lot of tricks, and the Super Bowl is coming up, okay? And the Eagles play the Dolphins in the Super Bowl.
In this fictional Super Bowl.
In this fictional Super Bowl. Right.
I looked it up to be sure.
Good. I'm glad that you looked it up. Because we're all that old right now where we wouldn't even know if it is fact or not.
Right.
I mean, this movie's really fucking...
The Super Bowl in 1984 or whatever, too. Like,
Right.
Also, like, that one didn't happen either. The Finkel game.
Oh.
Yeah, like the Dolphins and 49ers, neither one of them played in the Super Bowl in 84. Super Bowl 17, the one they talk about.
Yeah.
That didn't happen also.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Like in real life? IRL?
Yeah, different game, different teams.
Oh, shit.
No missed kick, no laces out.
That makes sense. That they
It's totally fictional.
All right.
My theory is this is an alternate universe where people like guys like Ace Ventura. and respond to them positively and give them sex and money. And so
And admiration and respect. And the time of day.
Yes. Really.
So, okay, we also get he visits the police department, walks right in, fucking opens the door, it makes a big ass out of himself. This would not fly. I don't even care in that time. That shit's not gonna fly. So this is we're suspending disbelief here. As he goes and he talks to and eventually meets Einhorn, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's his boss.
And Tone Loc, Emilio.
It's not his boss.
It's Emilio's boss.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he is derided there, although he goes back and forth with what's his name?
That
Algario or
cop,
something. Yeah. I forget his name.
Yeah, it's some Italian cop name.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Algario. Yeah. It's not important what the name is.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
But anyways, yeah, he goes in there. We see basically Lois Einhorn, who is played by Sean Young, and she throws him out. And then Ace goes and visits his hacker buddy Woodstock. This is the only appearance that he makes in the entire movie. But before that, he has to go through what apparently in real life at this time was Jim Carrey's favorite band, Cannibal Corpse concert.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like his favorite band.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. Yeah. Like, you really like death metal for some reason.
That's funny.
Jim Carrey.
Cannibal Corpse was here last night.
Hand me a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cannibal Corpse. Everybody
Cannibal
was
Corpse here last night.
Corpse.
Wow. Jim Carrey should have been in town.
They were seeing him at Turner Hall.
It was in town.
Yes.
It's beautiful Turner Hall in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
So, whose favorite band was that?
That's Jim Carrey's.
Jim Carrey's favorite band.
At the time.
Cannibal Corpse was playing here last night at Turner Hall.
He should have been in town. You're right.
Yeah. And they're in the movie. Like that's the concert. The concert he goes through.
Hearing about this.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot all of that.
Like he walks through that concert. It's like, hey, is Greg here? And then the guy is just headbanging, and he's like, alrighty then.
Yeah, totally. And the guy punches him in the face or something, right? Oh.
I don't think that happens, but he just walks away from that guy.
Okay.
But he goes and meets that hacker. Yeah, he learns that a rich guy has a bunch of aquarium equipment.
That's right. Yep.
And that's his only lead he has. Mm-hmm. And it turns out to be the worst lead, but we waste 10 more minutes of movie on that.
Yeah, I don't understand why this is even put in here.
Yeah, the rich guy businessman, the party, none of it mattered at all. It was a complete red herring. I mean, I guess, if you want to be well, that's, how investigating works. You chase down leads, sometimes they don't work. This is a weird reality where Jim Carrey is the greatest detective on planet Earth.
Right.
And why did we do this?
Understood.
Why did any of this happen?
And agreed completely. Let's backpedal a little bit. Okay. While being introduced, they're basically the law enforcement is basically trying to understand this case. Basically, Snowflake goes missing, and the reason why this whole thing is being even investigated at this time is Snowflake goes missing. Snowflake is doing a trick for the Super Bowl where it kicks, with its flippers, I'm doing the quotation marks here, kicks a field goal. through the uprights, and that's going to be the big halftime show, okay?
Right.
But someone has taken Snowflake, and nobody knows who. When Jim Carrey does go and investigate the, pool that Snowflake is in, he checks the filter and finds one little...
The ring.
The orange gem.
He finds the gem that he surmises is from that ring.
Right,
but,
which is a Super Bowl ring of the previous year's winners, which was also the Miami Dolphins.
AFC Championship ring from the '84.
You're right.
Because they didn't win because Finkel missed that kick.
Ah, yes.
That's what it was.
And then there's the...
Why did Finkel miss the kick?
Because the laces were in.
Out.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yes, the laces were out. Laces out, Dan!
Laces out!
Dan Marino should die of gonorrhea and rot in hell. Would you like a cookie? Greatest line of that movie, I think.
Also, a little tidbit about that cannibal corpse scene is that at the end credits, they're credited wrong. They're credited as the Cannibal Corpses.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck, man? Oh, yeah, it's your favorite band? How about you credit them right?
Yeah, well,
idiot.
The producer probably got a talking to about that. Yeah. Yeah. So the party. Can we talk about the party?
Yeah, let's talk about the fucking party here.
It's just so nonsensical. Like, he goes to this party with the intention of exposing the rich guy for being the guy who stole Snowflake.
He goes in there, and he goes there because he has befriended Courtney Cox or Melissa Robinson, yes, who says it's an A-list party and she's taking a risk.
Yeah, and she's really worried he's going to embarrass her, and he immediately embarrasses her 1,000 times, and it's fine. It doesn't matter.
What is the ruse that he thinks of? Lauren, do you remember what he's like? Some sort of
he's a lawyer.
A lawyer, yes.
Yeah, he's a lawyer named Sam Ace or something.
Oh yeah, Tom Ace.
Tom Ace. That's it. There it is. Yeah, he then goes to the bathroom and sneaks out of the bathroom and finds himself in this guy's shark tank.
Right. Shark tanks.
And then he gets ruined by the shark tank.
Right.
And he doesn't think it's a shark tank though. He thinks that's where Snowflake is being held.
He's wrong.
Right.
But
They're sharks. They're not though.
That thus ends that whole 10-15 minutes of we didn't need this to happen in this movie.
Yeah.
Fucking the red herring, yes.
Jesus.
So...
Yeah, because that businessman doesn't even show up again. Nobody in that scene shows up again.
I don't get it. It's here, what can we do to move the plot forward?
Yeah.
Oh, let's introduce an eccentric scientist or a guy who knows everything with an underground lab.
Yeah. Guys, we're only at 64 minutes. We gotta pad this out.
For real. Ace has just got this wild fucking hair up his ass now to try and gather up all of the Miami Dolphins and check to see if their ring is missing the gem.
Right.
Which is fun.
Yep.
I like the montage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I do love when he ethers that guy.
the guy running around the track. Yeah.
That he kept trying to get, and he couldn't get, and then he just jumps on his back and ethers him.
That's chloroform, bitch.
Yeah, that is beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. Also, the guy that he is checking him out while he's peeing and shit.
Right.
He actually smiles.
Yeah, he's into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, where were you?
Go ahead, open it up.
Am I the only one on 3 beers?
No, I'm on 3.
Okay, cool.
I'm on 80.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, through the whole day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to maintain here.
I would say I'm on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With shots, 10 beers.
So don't edit that part out.
So, just going down the top. All right. Thanks for leaving me some notes.
You're
You're getting pegged as a drunk.
Just trying to help.
Actually, in the channel trailer I made for YouTube, it says 3 people, give or take, and tons of alcohol, and useless facts, and you. Well, all right. So then the police investigate Roger Podacter. Mr. Podacter. Who is Roger Podacter?
He was the Dolphins team official.
Oh, yes.
With Melissa. He seemed like their coach, but he actually kind of wasn't.
Maybe he was the PR consultant or something?
But he was definitely part of the football side of operations.
Yes, okay, you're right.
But yeah, he just, like, then there's a suspicious suicide with him.
Yes, and he gets thrown over the railing.
Yeah.
Which is marked a suicide.
Yeah.
And it should,
And then Ace shows up to the crime scene because he's allowed into this crime scene.
For some reason.
He just fucking walks into places, though. Like, he just is like, whatever, I just walk into whatever I please.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Echoing, like, when he walked into the police district.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. And then like, Tone Loc is saying, he's like, oh, he came with Melissa or whatever. It's like, what the fuck? Who cares? Like, he can't just walk in this crime scene.
That would never happen. That would never happen in real life.
For real.
And then he's way smarter.
We're talking about a movie, though, too.
Like, he's way smarter than all of the cops there. He finds that blood.
Right.
And then he figures out the neighbor couldn't have heard the scream because the door is double pane glass.
That's when he goes, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It is funny, yeah.
God, such a smart... I just want to slap his fucking face over and over.
His face.
Fucking
and his stupid hairdo. Fuck that stuff.
Oh my god. Just like the most punchable.
It's like the worst pompadour you could ever see.
And then he even exaggerates it later in the movie when he's pretending to be insane.
Right.
Where it gets worse.
He does it's like a tri-hawk pompadour, basically.
God damn it. I just want to punch his dumb face.
I know. Not as bad as I want to punch Beethoven's face. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit. So, all right. So, Ace Ventura is definitely dejected after this because he thinks he has gotten all of the players, but he takes a look when they go investigating into the offices, and he sees a new poster of the team, okay? And he's like, who's that? Mm-hmm. And she's like, Melissa's like, who? That!
Ray
right
Finkel.
There. And that's Ray Finkel, who joined the team halfway through the year.
Of course.
And he's the only person that he did not take a look at the ring of.
Right.
Yeah.
So then,
but why did he only have an '84 preseason photo? Is what I want to ask.
Yeah, why did he stop there? Does he know nothing about? He obviously does know nothing about football.
Yeah. I'm living in his world where he's the smartest fucking person on earth, and so what?
Yeah, if you're a detective, don't you want to get to know your subject?
Yeah, I mean,
right?
You're the people that had the Super Bowl ring. Would you not look for like a Super Bowl era picture?
Right. Right.
I mean, definitely.
I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to get on his level. I really am.
So Ace drives to Finkel's childhood home.
Woo, that's a scene.
Oh, that is a scene. Finds it covered in graffiti. Like, wow, people don't even fucking live here. Yep. And this graffiti is damning. It's so mean. Like. It's all about the missed field goal that Ray Finkel did.
Laces out. Yeah. Eyes just fucking crossed out. Yeah. Knives and some eyes and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah. It really is. So he meets the parents.
Who was that kicker for Buffalo that missed the field goal in like 89 or whatever?
My eyes are glossing over, my friend. I don't know.
Because, like...
I wouldn't know.
Oh, did that cost Buffalo one of their Super Bowls?
One of the 5 they missed or whatever.
I know,
but
those poor Bills.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like not even that guy got it that bad. I mean, like
right.
Yeah, you take a look at this home, it's decrepit.
Like Buffalo 66 kind of gave it to that guy a little bit. Why would a whole town get on this guy like that? It's insane.
Well, it was the county that the parents lived in. It was the county that the parents lived in. Even when you entered the county, it said home of Ray Finkel.
Right.
And so apparently Ray Finkel was a big deal in this county, where they lived, and he was, the county's pride. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think that this house was just trashed beyond belief.
Right.
Scott Norwood was the name I was thinking.
I would never have known.
But that guy probably got not even close to that kind of abuse.
Sure.
He missed, he missed like a 47-yarder or some shit.
Oh, well, that's
which
tough.
is really not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's not as bad as like Blair Walsh just missed last year either in the playoffs. But like, just the idea that people would be that hung up on like a field goal miss is kind of insane.
It's really insane.
It's insane, but
Yeah.
fans have done brutal things to
Fans
sports
are fucking
athletes,
crazy.
to actors, to people that disappoint them.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too far-fetched, honestly.
No.
Like,
Not at all.
in this universe, it's probably like the least far-fetched thing that I've heard so far.
Yeah, I can swim along with you there.
It's really crazy that people get so passionate in something and like feel it so deep in their heart to like ruin someone else's life.
And that is sports,
It's
man.
like, man, you can't fucking do that, so
Yeah.
what's your problem?
Wait a minute. Yeah, I can miss a field goal. Yeah, what are you talking about? I can miss a field goal any day.
Yeah, but I mean, you couldn't
No, I
make
know.
it, so fuck you.
Yeah, no, I totally know what you mean. And yes, exactly.
I'll burn your whole cornfield down.
Damn.
Whatever, you
Lauren
know?
has spoken. So anyway, getting back on track. So basically he goes and finds out that his parents, the mom is fucking, she's got dementia or something. She expects him back at any time. They go up to the room and he finds not only the scary stuff that you were talking about, Lauren, with like just knives through Dan
I
Marino's
know.
eyes, and like it's just like it's some fucking scary shit.
Mhm.
Basically, Ray Finkel has been demonized, and therefore he demonizes Dan Marino.
Totally.
Because Dan Marino did not put the laces
Out.
in.
In.
He put the... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you did not put the laces out.
Which actually
Laces out. Laces out.
which is a weird thing. It came up in that Blair Walsh miss last season. The laces were in, but like people were saying, like it really wouldn't affect the trajectory of the ball that badly.
I don't know about all
If
that.
if you kick it correctly, it'll be fine.
I don't know, man. That's
Still,
it is raised that much, you know. You've held a football.
Well,
Yeah.
That can make a lot of a difference on a
if
kid.
your foot
But
hits that, it can like
you're not going to be
deflect
striking
in
the
a way.
laces.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Like-
definitely.
If you're kicking a ball, you're not striking the laces. You're striking the bottom part of the ball.
But if they don't put the laces out,
First,
then you're
You're striking the bottom part of the ball only.
Not
Like
it hits the top part of your foot.
kick a field goal right now.
No, I don't have the means to do
I'll do it
that.
right now.
Like I'm gonna field goal truther you here.
All right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that laces out should not matter.
No, it definitely should. It shouldn't. You're gonna hit those laces no matter what. You're not gonna hit the bottom of the ball. You're gonna hit the like middle, kind of lower part of the ball to hit it forward. Come on.
Oh, come on. I disagree.
He's on a
I
tangent
played
right
so
now.
many sports. I played so many sports. I
So
know
have
how
I.
to do it. Yeah, I played them all.
Also, can I say that I'm going to field goal truther you, which was a sentence spoken by MAGOO just now.
Truther you.
Probably the only time that sentence has ever been spoken.
Yep. I'm not ashamed.
Can I play some Kesha right now?
Please. Really all about the Kesha right now, though. Seriously, like, I think she's really cool.
Yeah,
But,
all right.
but seriously, Kay, we're with you right now. And fuck Dr. Luke, what an asshole. Team Kesha.
We occasionally do talk about movies and games here. Anyways, so
She could be in both if she wanted to.
You're right.
Totally.
If I was making a game, I'd want her.
I played Kesha game.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
I'm sure if I looked in the App Store right now, there's a Kesha game.
Probably.
Probably more than one.
Probably.
Probably not even receiving any money for it either.
Right? Goddamn producer.
So anyway, desperate to find out more about Ray Finkel, Ace and Melissa go to the mental hospital where they want to search through his belongings there.
Right.
And so she poses as an anguished sister looking to commit her deranged football obsessed brother, which is just a terrible... I hate this scene.
I hate that scene so much.
It is nonsensical. It is stupid.
And Courtney Cox's character loves it. She cannot get enough of how much of an idiot he is.
Oh my god.
Like, it is like this bizarro world.
It is. Fuck this.
And,
I hate this.
like, he's just pretending to be mentally disabled,
Yeah.
and
That's the worst scene.
yeah, she loves it. And yeah, the part where he falls on his face. Like,
He just smashes his face.
like, he'll be fine for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
dumb.
Oh my god, that seemed like it made me like really mad. Pokes a lot of fun at real problems that people might have.
Mental
True.
disability.
Yes.
And, like, I'm not trying to get serious about Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, but like Jesus.
Yeah.
For real. So basically what they find there is, for further examples of Finkel's hatred of Dan Marino, along with a news article
about Lois Einhorn.
About Lois Einhorn, which
Einhorn is Finkel.
Yeah.
And Finkel is Einhorn.
Then he finally figures it out after that really long scene where he's talking to his pets.
Right. So we'll fast forward to that. Yeah. Speaking of getting serious on this,
let's start to get serious.
Oh my God! So the moment that there was a scene beforehand where Ace Ventura does kiss, or gets forced to kiss.
Yeah, Einhorn.
Einhorn, yeah.
Right. But he didn't know that she was a male or whatever.
Yes.
And then finds out Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. And then he plunges his mouth in the shower.
Yeah. He empties a whole tube of toothpaste into his mouth.
Yeah, that's right. He squeezes it all in his mouth.
And then plunges his mouth with the plunger.
In the shower and cries to his death because he's so ashamed.
Yeah.
He thought she was so hot, so like, who fucking cares?
He did rebuff her, so I don't know if he thought she was that hot, but like, it's still just like this weird homophobic thing where
he made himself throw up after he found out that she was maybe a male.
He was fine with the whole thing.
The
it was his whole, he was like, oh, this girl kissed me, I'm gonna walk away, it's fine, whatever.
Right.
Like, it wasn't a big problem until it was like, oh, that's a man.
Yeah.
And
that's where you have a problem.
That's where I have a problem.
Yeah.
And that's where all of us have a problem.
Definitely.
This is, looking back on this is almost like shameful.
I didn't even think about it when I was like younger.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
It was like,
Well, you mainly thought it was like hilarious that he was plunging his mouth.
Yeah, it's a physical humor.
You didn't really, you didn't really think about like what was actually going on.
Oh, I did. I knew and at that time I laughed. Nowadays,
I mean,
like, that's dumb.
It was just kind of unnecessary. That's all.
Unnecessary, definitely
unnecessary.
What it was.
And I mean, and then the later scene where like all the cops do that too, because they all have made out. They all have made out with Einhorn at some point, and none of them have fucked Einhorn. They've all made out with Einhorn, which is really weird.
Einhorn's just a kisser.
Yeah, just
not a teller.
Just her character doesn't seem like that at all.
No.
She seems like very all business kind of thing.
Totally.
Like, where is she making out with all these guys? But like, we're like every member of the SWAT team goes to throw up because she's a man.
Okay,
what the fuck is that?
But she did didn't she just approach Ace though in the office and then
she did.
Pulled him and made him make out with her kind of.
Yeah, she did. But is she doing it to every cop she works with?
I mean, obviously so.
Probably, actually.
That was probably the kiss in office.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just such a weird thing. She would kiss all those guys, but none of them knew she had a penis. Your gun's poking into the side of my leg.
That's not really the gun.
Well, I think it might have been the gun in that scene.
Well, I guess that's up to be
It's probably taped back still. It is also really weird, thinking about the scene later when he strips her down. She just is kind of standing there.
Yeah,
and
she does this weird,
really
convulsion thing.
Yeah.
She's in shock.
I'm so grossed up.
That was, fucked up towards a woman if a woman was, stripped down. It's fucked up for, a trans person in general to be stripped down like that. That's fucked. You just don't do that to anyone.
Right.
Come on.
We were discussing before about how this movie uses women as objects.
Right.
Well, now they're using trans people as objects as well. I mean, this is just a fucked up situation all the way around. If you take a good hard look at it, this is fucked up.
Totally.
Yeah. Just that whole thing with Sean Young standing there, stripped down, not trying to get away, not trying to seize a gun or seize the control of the situation. Then he finally figures out that's where the dick's taped up. It takes a long time for that to happen.
But then he spins her body and exposes it, and it's just that's not okay. That's not.
The whole thing was just so strange, and it was not the way his person would react. You strip my shirt after I was trying to kill you. I mean, I don't know what Einhorn / Finkel is doing there. It makes no sense. It's you have this elaborate plot, but now the cops are here, and you could be he's an idiot, kill Ace Ventura.
Right.
He just stripped my top off and was a jackass.
They made it
you could have that done in the weekend. The fuck, shoot him. Shoot this guy.
They made it a total public humiliation, though, and to all the cops, and then they were all vomiting after that and stuff.
And Dan Marino.
Yeah, and Dan Marino.
And by the way, Dan Marino is tied up by Einhorn here,
Uh-huh.
and a couple of other henchmen who are also with the police force, and Snowflake is there. So the culmination of the movie, it happens underneath these docks.
Yeah.
So everything culminates into this, and we had just described the actual breakdown of the scene where he strips her, and he does eventually get to take a look at her ring, and that gem is missing. So there we have pretty much the end of the movie.
Right.
So
why does Einhorn still wear the fucking ring? Is what I want to know. You're another person.
They had to have a piece to pull it together in the end.
It's true. It's true. That's the only reason you would do that.
Of course.
For plot.
I changed my whole identity to be that of this missing hiker because I want revenge on Dan Marino, but I'm going to still wear my AFC Championship ring.
They had nothing
That
to
is
work
very...
with. That's all it was.
That is movie psycho stupid.
Yeah.
Now that we're done with the movie, I want to get into some of the trivia facts in here, some of which are fucking astounding. Judd Nelson and Alan Rickman were considered for the lead role.
Whoa.
What? I would totally watch either one of those.
Yeah.
And this one gets me. At one point, the producers considered making Ace female. Whoopi Goldberg was their preferred choice.
Holy shit. Wow.
How would the story have been different there?
It would have just been Theodore Rex.
Oh my God.
Have you guys seen Theodore Rex?
No,
Do you know about Theodore Rex? Okay, do you remember the TV show Dinosaurs?
I love that show so much.
Okay, the same weird creature technology was used for a movie with Whoopi Goldberg. It's called Theodore Rex.
I remember that.
She was contractually forced into making this movie that she hated. And
Oh my God, this sounds like an abortion.
It is a buddy cop movie with Whoopi Goldberg and a dinosaur. And like it's in this weird like future world where
It's just making me think of Mario and Luigi.
it's that kind of bad.
No.
It's a future world where like there's dinosaurs that live alongside us. It's a buddy cop comedy. Yeah.
So we're talking about Whoopi Goldberg. I love Loaded Weapon so much.
Oh, it's good.
I fucking love that movie so much.
Yeah.
When he takes the toilet paper, like binoculars, in the store, he's flipping through magazines, and you know how they have those stupid tablets of like advertisements? Like,
There's just,
it's
like,
just
all of those
falling.
fall
It's
out,
just a mountain of them. You're just like, oh, that is so right. You're like, there are too many of these in a magazine.
Just
Went off topic.
It's okay. It's all right. What did you guys think of the movie, Lauren?
I feel like it definitely built so many people in a way, like the way they joke about things. I hate it. I hate it how people... It's like a Forrest Gump joke. Like, people quoting Forrest Gump. It's like...
Oh, God,
I
yes.
hate it. It's awful. It's cringy.
Campy.
And you're just like,
It's
why?
fucking campy humor.
Please don't say box chocolates or whatever.
Life is like
No,
a box of
yeah,
chocolate.
please don't.
I have never seen that movie. For the record.
Please don't say don't say
Never will.
alrighty then. I'm gonna barf. Like, it's awful.
You get that secondhand embarrassment when someone does that.
Totally.
Yes.
I mean, that movie is like, it came out when it did, and like, it made you laugh when it did, but it's not a good movie.
Well put. Well put. Magoo, what do you think?
I feel kind of the same way. Where it's just kind of like just watching it. I was like, how bad is this gonna get? It's like last time I saw it was probably when I was like 14. I was just like, wow, it really is gonna go there. And just like the scenes that made no sense, and you know, having this adult rational brain now, I was just like, no, I'm sorry, no.
Right.
A, no one should ever sleep with Ace Ventura ever, let alone two women in the same movie. B, he has no idea what he's doing and should not be allowed in any crime scene or any police station or whatever. It was kind of fun.
You know what? I'm gonna have to echo that too. The movie was
fun to make fun of.
Yeah, it had troublesome parts, like what we talked about, but like it overall was kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a fun ride.
Right.
It's a movie that you shouldn't take too seriously, even though that we did take to heart a lot of the issues now, especially. Back then, those issues weren't as prevalent.
Right,
you know?
definitely.
But they should have been then, honestly.
Well, I
if you
mean,
ask,
we
like,
evolve as a human race.
Right. People are becoming more aware.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Should be taken very lightly, and don't watch it more than once. I mean, you're not going to glean anything by watching it more than once.
The repeat viewing will just punish you.
You're just gonna you're gonna want turn it off because you're like, fuck this, I need to take a nap. What am I doing
I need
with
to
my
masturbate.
life?
Fuck this. That's way more fun than
Anything is more
Let me
fun
wait for
than
the creepy
watching
sex
that
scene.
movie.
Alright, y'all, we got a game to talk about, and we're going to talk about it. Beethoven's Second for the Super
Beethoven's
Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game and Movie. What's wrong, MAGOO? What did you do?
You dropped your pretzel.
Drop my pretzel. I picked it up. And there's a giant hair clump.
Well, no wonder why you're so sad. Quit chewing on that.
Just wanted to save the pretzel.
We are snacking on some Snyder's of Hanover, honey mustard and onion pretzel pieces.
It was in our rider.
Yeah, we want a 30-pack of the High Life and some Snyder's of Hanover.
Pretty sane rider if I've ever heard one.
Fucking A. Thanks for going easy on me, guys. So, we're now to the game part of Game and Movie, and we are taking a look at Beethoven's Second for the Super Nintendo. Now, this is a game that was developed by RIEDEL software, published by High-Tech Expressions for the Super Nintendo. It's a one-player game. I guess you could kind of characterize this game as a platformer, but it's something a little bit weirder than that, which I'll get into. RIEDEL software was, God, where they didn't do much. They developed Beethoven here. They did Bobby's World, Sesame Street Countdown, The Hunt for Red October on the Super Nintendo, Tom and Jerry on the Super Nintendo, and Win, Lose, or Draw for the NES. Pretty much mostly pieces of shit came from this developer, RIEDEL software. And High-Tech Expressions was the publisher, and they have done not only this game, but they did all of the versions of Hunt for Red October, which includes Game Boy, Genesis Mega Drive, Nintendo Entertainment System, and the Super Nintendo, along with Tom and Jerry, all the versions of that. All the Barbie games they did. I think they were pretty known for that. All the Sesame Street, like ABC and 1, 2, 3 games. Win, Lose, or Draw, Remote Control, City Connection, which was a decent game. City Connection was a decent game.
A lot of these games are games I've given Trevor shit for owning.
Being the collector that he is.
Yeah, like, Adam laid it out to him once where he's just like, I have like 200 NES games. Like, how many Mega Man games do you have? How many Castlevania games do you have?
Yeah.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
Trevor, we know you're listening because you're one of the few people who've responded to us through email. There you go.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh,
I love you.
Trevor is going to have his day on the podcast as well, so we'll see. We might have to wait a couple episodes, but his salvo is now being loaded and ready to be fired when he appears on the podcast.
Podcasts love drama, so
it is true. So, in addition to that, High-Tech Expressions, I know you have something to say about this. They did a lot of DOS games, including the horrific Mega Man ports, which weren't even ports.
Yeah, they were original Mega Man games that were totally different.
Capcom did not want to handle this, so they handed it off to High-Tech Expressions.
And they were really weird games. I remember it came on like, I think 2 5 1/4 floppies.
Yeah.
Was the Mega Man that I had. It only had 3 Robot Master stages, if I remember correctly.
God, that's so weak.
And it was so difficult. Almost unbeatable. Even like, I had like the gamepad. Like I had the Gravis gamepad, which was like the classic
Oh, that was the
PC
gospel
gamepad.
back then, yeah.
And I could not do much with those. Even though although I was a terrible game player when I was a child, still these games were impossible.
I know in the first one, they didn't even have sound. They didn't have BGM at all, which is background music.
Yeah.
They did have sound, but, they didn't have background music? What the fuck is this, man? Half of the experience of Mega Man, in my opinion, is the kick-ass tune.
Totally, because it was so much fun.
Yeah, it just adds to the experience, man. When you're rocking and rolling, these tunes actually provide a difference when you're playing.
Oh, for sure. being a Mega Man fanatic.
Would you liken this, MAGOO, to Mega Man generic? Like, you go to the supermarket and you see this black and white label that says Mega Man. And this is pretty much what you're getting.
Yeah, like, it was the generic product that your mom bought.
So disappointed.
Because it was much cheaper. Or you didn't have an NES at the time or whatever, but, like, yeah, it was very bad. Yeah, high-tech expressions, like, yeah.
That wasn't them, though. They just published it, honestly.
Okay.
The developer, I didn't bother getting the developer's name, but...
Well...
Yeah, they didn't do much either.
Some asshole.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fucking assholes. So anyways, this game launched in Europe and America, did not launch in Japan. It's a one-player game. There's no save files on it or anything.
Beethoven was U.S. and Europe only?
U.S. and Europe only.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe a lot of high-tech expressions stuff. I mean, it had to do with, like, Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never saw those Barbie or Sesame Street games.
Yeah, they're...
I have.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's drivel.
I don't
okay,
want to.
I bet it...
Yeah, it definitely was.
If I didn't hear about it, I'm sure it was awful.
Yeah.
right.
The weird thing to me is that there wasn't a Beethoven first game. Like, this was the first Beethoven game.
Yep.
They did not make one for the first movie because, like, it's a movie about a big dog.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck is the game there?
Right.
I mean,
that explains, like, the way you play this game.
yeah, like, this game, like, at least has, like, it had a plot. It had an idea.
Right.
You know?
Right. So
save them puppies.
Yeah. Explain a little bit about the gameplay here.
Okay, so in this game, you're the titular Beethoven. You need to... There's 2 parts to each stage.
Right, there's stage 1-1 and 1-2, right?
Yeah. So, like, the first part is you getting to your puppy. Get to one of the puppies, rescue him. And then the second part of the stage is, like, bringing that puppy back to the mama. What is her name? Because I want to know.
Right, I'm going to list off all the puppies' names. First stage, you have to rescue Chubby the puppy, then Mo the puppy, then Tchaikovsky the puppy, then Dolly the puppy.
Right.
And you bring them back to Beethoven's girlfriend, Missy.
Okay,
it's Missy,
yeah.
okay.
And Missy is only at stage 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, and 4, 2.
Yep.
Can I just say, okay, you know those games where, like, you have to have that following character that you have to save them and you dread it every time?
Oh, yeah, like...
Look out for them!
Escort mission.
Escort mission.
Escort mission fucking sucks.
Agreed.
But this one isn't bad because nothing harms the animal. You just have to make sure that you carry it along with you. So
Yeah.
that's the cool thing. You can't harm the animal. You just have to make sure to carry it along.
Kind of like The Last of Us.
Yeah.
The Last of Us, you could not harm
Make
Ellie?
zombies aware of where you are, so...
No, they didn't.
The Last of Us? I thought they did.
I thought she does, yeah. Right.
Yeah,
No,
if they accidentally sneak in a moment, like, I think it does make zombies aware. But I thought, like...
Well, whatever.
Yeah,
Doesn't really matter,
I don't know.
does it? You know, if the zombies are coming after you, they're coming after you and not, Ellie or whatever. And in the same vein here, those puppies are... Why do they have the invincibility? Why not just give some of that to the old Beethoven?
Why can they be hit by an apple and I fucking can't? I'm a giant dog!
Yeah. And it's so frustrating, like, because there's that character that shoots a... Like,
or the chipmunk that shoots the rock?
Yeah, all of them, god damn it. Okay, the apples
Isn't there a
suck.
skateboarder, too?
The skateboarder sucks. The squirrels that throw the acorns or nuts or whatever at you, you're just, like, pissed off the whole time.
This is an exercise in how pissed off you can get.
Yeah,
at a game.
totally. Basically, the best strategy is to get wet and shoot everybody with, like shaking off the water so you kill all the enemies around you.
Yeah,
and going back to water, getting wet, and running further so you can, like, spread the water as far as you can.
This is a solid strategy, actually.
It's,
Because when you do that, am I right in saying that when you shake off, it's basically like a screen clearing.
It's a screen clip. Yeah, it's just boom. Yeah.
All the enemies are gone because you were wet and you shook off.
Yeah, which is wonderful. It's like amazing. You're just like, thank God, all this bullshit's gone.
Yes.
Besides apples.
But
True.
But I'm a big ass dog and I can't bite anybody. Like, I can bark and I can shake off.
And you can growl too.
I can growl, yeah. But
Actually,
it was just nothing.
No, you can. No, you can actually hold down the button and growl for a long time, which shoots your bark farther.
There's that. Yeah,
it goes further, but it doesn't really do much. You have to bark, bark, bark to actually get rid of an enemy.
Yes.
So.
So like it takes 3 barks on average to get rid of an enemy.
2 to kill a squirrel.
Yeah.
It's like 6 to kill the human dude.
You know, the hunter.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah, the
like
hunter.
3 or 4 to kill a skateboarder.
What the fuck is that hunter doing? Hunting a dog, by the way.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Why? Yeah. What is this open carry state? Like, what the fuck are you doing with a rifle out in my front lawn?
He's probably shooting paralyzed needles or whatever.
Yeah, the tranquilizers.
Tranquilizers, paralyzers.
It's a paralyzer. Bring this big dog down. What the hell are you doing in my yard?
Like 12 beers. This is what I in the moment.
We are all drunk, and this is a good thing. We are knocking back a fucking 30 case of Miller High Life. We're eating Snyder of Hanover's pretzels.
Snyder.
It's Snyder.
Eat some Snyder.
It's never over.
It's never over.
Like, to me, the defining characteristic of this game is that it has the largest hitbox for you that I've ever seen in any game.
Mm-hmm.
What is a hitbox? Can you break that down?
The hitbox is basically being like what you get hit by when there's projectiles or enemies on the screen. Like your hitbox is basically a big rectangle around this already really big dog.
So you just want to imagine a box around this dog. And when you're talking about a hitbox.
Yeah, like you want to guide that rectangle through the level.
Yeah.
Is how you really want to play it. And also, you're on ice skates for some reason.
You slide. It's like you're on ice, but you're not on fucking ice.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to slide like that. You're a dog.
The control is atrocious in this game.
And like you have to somehow gain speed so you can jump high.
Yes.
Yeah,
and jump far enough to get over a fucking gate or
grill fire.
Which the water when you do get wet, the water does put out the grill fire for good, which is awesome.
And that's the advantage of getting wet. Keep going as far as you can, being wet, so you can put out all the fires.
Last stage has no water in it.
Fuck.
The last stage is it's weird. It's like this weird prehistoric times kind of shit. And
I saw a playthrough. I didn't get that far myself.
I beat that shit. Count it.
Oh, hey, nice. Very nice. You're the only one here that's beat it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, in that game, there are actually some weird things I learned from watching speedruns of it. For instance, the skateboarder guys, they don't hit you the first couple frames that they're on the screen. You can walk right past those guys as long as you jump when they're right next to you.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's really weird how it works.
Something with frame counting, huh?
Yeah, you kind of have to just be this should hit me, I think, because it's in my big ass hitbox.
Yeah,
I really like the cats too that turn into mini devils or Tasmanian devils. That's what they look like
the
to
spinning,
me.
the spinning cats.
You can get them to basically follow you to where you're all right, cool, they've gone far enough, so you can jump over them and then jump over a fence, which is really good for your advantage.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if
so
you gather up enough
that,
speed
so
anyway.
you can get the running advantage to run over the stupid fence that's annoying as hell.
The fence that hurts you?
Yeah, for no reason. What the fuck?
The fence isn't sharp. It's not sharp in the game.
They treat it as if it has sharp bolts on it.
If I was a dog and I jumped halfway over a fence, I would just keep going.
Right.
You know?
You're not going to shred your limbs jumping over a fence. I mean, maybe you could.
So you pick up, your health bar is measured in paw prints.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you pick up various things. There's a button that you can, eat shit up off the ground. So some of them are delicious steaks.
Yep. A steak is good.
Chicken.
A chicken leg.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken leg done me good. I'll tell you what.
Chicken leg, full health.
What gives you 1 health? I can't remember. Is it bone?
Yeah,
it's a bone. Yeah.
Okay.
You go through the first part of the level, say 1-1. You go all the way to the end, and you rescue the puppy. So in 1-2, you start with the puppy.
Right.
Man, until I looked it up on GameFAQs, I had no fucking idea how to clear the level. And I had to look it up, and I had no idea that you could grab the puppy by the nape of its neck.
It's like biting for food, but you bite your little baby, and then you just carry it and keep going and jumping with it in your mouth. Like an animal would with their puppy.
Which I thought was cute. I thought that was
It's cute, but then all of your abilities are gone.
Right.
For some reason, you
yeah.
can't shake
You
water
can't
off
bark and you
yourself
can't shake,
when you
yeah.
have a puppy in your mouth, which
Right.
is crazy.
Well,
I mean,
it's crazy,
seriously, like,
really,
I got a puppy in my mouth.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah,
I'm still doing it, you know?
you like,
you're probably gonna hurt your little
you get like
pup.
frantic and you're like, let it out. Okay, now shake the water. Now fucking bark.
It's very odd.
What a trash game, though.
Yeah,
Holy
it's a
shit.
piece of shit for sure.
Like, I can't believe
got so
that we
annoyed
actually
playing
thought this was kind of a good game when we were talking about. We're like, this is a good game to try to do, you know.
I was talking to MAGOO about that today because I was like, I really like. Once I started playing, I was like, I really fucking hate this game. And I hope to God that they don't like this game because it sucks so bad.
It does. It's not a good
I'm
game.
so happy we all hate it.
Yes, it's not good. It sucks, but...
I just would have been so quiet and like, oh, I fucking shit.
Yeah, I think we all agree.
There are good things about this game, though. I will defend this game.
All right.
Let's
hear some of the good things.
Although it's very repetitive, I do like the Beethoven music.
Yeah.
Yeah, in stages 3 and 4, there's definitely Beethoven music.
Each stage ends with like the
Right.
What?
Yeah.
No, it sounded like a voice.
Yeah.
Oh, that, okay.
Yeah. It's not a voice. And it's very cute.
It is pretty cute.
You know, like,
that second stage with all the playground equipment, that's pretty good. I like that.
I hate that stage though.
Oh yeah, it's not a good stage, but it is cute. And we're just talking about graphics here. The fact that you have to rescue all the puppies. I mean, you know, they were dead in there pretty good, I thought.
Mo, it's so cute.
Little Tchaikovsky. Aww.
What are the names of all the puppies?
Let's see.
Are they big?
Chubby.
Okay,
Chubby, Mo, Tchaikovsky. Tony listed them earlier.
Yeah, and then there is also Dolly, which is the fourth stage dog.
So are they all artists? Those are the names of the...
Chubby Checker,
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, like...
Dolly Parton. Tchaikovsky's pretty fucking...
Tchaikovsky.
Mo from The Simpsons.
like Mozart? Or
Mozart. Hey, there you go.
Right, possibly.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. There you go.
Yeah, or like, you know...
Or I mean Missy, like
Mo
Missy
Brahms.
Elliott.
Missy Elliott.
They knew that back in the day.
If you got a big... Let's search it. So I know how hard I gotta work. Okay.
Totally.
All right, so I don't even have to ask you guys what you guys thought about this game.
Oh,
Yeah, I
know.
mean, we made it pretty clear. Yeah, don't play this game.
It's not for you.
No.
Probably
If it
don't-
wasn't for us.
Probably don't watch this movie either. Damn.
You're just gonna get like... You're just gonna get like fucking pissed off. I got so angry playing it. God.
Like Jared owns a real cartridge of it.
Yeah,
is
don't
cool.
doubt that.
Yeah.
Something that Jared would own for some reason.
I could imagine him saying that too. Oh, I own this.
Yeah. He came out when I was playing it the first time, and he was actually surprisingly good at the game.
I bet he was. He owns it.
Yeah, so you want to get your Beethoven on? Hit up Jared Nonemacher.
One of our good friends. We're gonna have to bring this to an end here. MAGOO, where can people find you at?
They can find me on Facebook and Twitch. I am just MAGOO is Adorable everywhere.
Oh, you are. And that's your Twitch channel name,
Yeah,
right? MAGOO is Adorable?
I'm starting to stream again.
Good.
I just bought a microphone so I can do that. I was having technical problems or whatever, but yeah, if you want to talk to me or whatever, yeah, Facebook/MAGOO is Adorable or Twitch/MAGOO is Adorable.
Nice. How about you, Lauren? Where can people find you? Do you want to be found?
So if someone wants to find me, Facebook, it's Lauren Marie.
Lauren Marie?
Yes.
All right.
Otherwise, PS4 and Murder Kitty, Kitty.
Oh, Murder Kitty.
Murder Kitty, because someone took my fucking name.
Oh, goddamn. I hate it when that happens.
One shithead ahead of me.
Excellent. You can find me on Facebook as Octavius Farnsworth. On YouTube, I have a personal channel, which is just under Anthony Schwader. And under my Twitter is also under Anthony Schwader. Let's find out where you can find the podcast, though, which is the most important thing as far as I'm concerned in reaching me. You can reach us at Gmail at gameandmoviehellyat@gmail.com. We would appreciate any sort of correspondence to...
tell us we suck.
Yeah, tell us we rule. Tell us that you're indifferent and don't care.
What else should we talk about?
Yeah. We definitely want your input on any of this.
You hear that, internet? We're asking for feedback.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, seriously, this is a big opening for you.
On YouTube, you can find us at Game and Movie Podcast. We are on Podomatic. We are on Stitcher. We are on iTunes. Just search for Game and Movie Podcast. You're going to fucking find it. You're going to ram right into it. And also, we're on Twitter under Game and Movie USA.
How do you spell Game and Movie?
How do you spell Game and Movie?
Yeah.
GAMEANDMOVIE.
Okay, cool.
We actually got some email here to take a look at. I'm going to read this off. It's from one of our friends, Trevor Broskowski, which we had actually had some words with earlier. MAGOO, it's on. Trevor says, "Hey guys, it's Trevor. First-time listener, long-time caller. Fantastic podcast. It sounds like you guys have been doing this for years. Naturals. Thank you, Trevor. I have played Die Hard for the NES, but never owned it. Probably because it goes for 80 plus on eBay. Yeah, it's a rare one.
Wow.
I didn't know it was so rare, but that makes sense after learning it was only on store shelves for 1 month. Crazy stupid. I'm surprised you didn't mention all the other Die Hard video games released over the years.
Die Hard Arcade.
Yeah, trilogy. He hasn't played any of these except for Die Hard Arcade. I remember this game being awesome, and I definitely spent a lot of quarters on it. It had an early 3D style, very polygonic, polygonal, but it was a blast to play. And at the time, the graphics were cutting edge. Not sure if you can find it on an emulator, but I highly recommend spending some time with this one. I look forward to your next episode. I'll try and send some dick, tits, pit pics in the meantime. Keep up the good work." Thanks, Trevor, and your attention to our slip up in saying some stuff in the first episode is highly...
I'm sorry, Trevor. I'm take some more air out of your balloon here.
Oh, shit. Here we go, round 2, Trevor. After thanking you for actually corresponding with us.
Die Hard Arcade sucked. I love you, buddy.
He actually sent another message.
Okay.
And he wants to be on the podcast. He's pretty much saying that. But he actually wished us luck with this recording. So thank you so much, Trevor.
Yeah. I think it went all right.
I think it went all right, too. Before we go, I just have a couple of thanks to give. Thanks to Leah Patra for the laptop that we can record on this. Thank you to Eric Schultz for the table that we record on.
Yo, Leah, what happened to the Alt key?
Yeah, what the fuck happened?
What's up with that?
Lauren, do you want to scream anything?
We could ask a few questions later.
Would I ask you a few questions?
That's what he does.
All right, everybody. Goodbye from Game and Movie. Stay tuned to the next episode. We are fucking out of here. Yup. Cheers, everyone. Ask your few questions. We did it.
Yep.